Good morning, Young Kings. Time for your morning motivation this morning. A little different. Raining outside, so had to do a little workout in the inside gym this morning. So a little inside work, and I guess that's both physically, spiritually, emotionally. Starting from the inside and working the way out. So just did about 5 miles on a stationary bike. Um, got got down, did some push-ups, some sit-ups, and then some curls down there, and realized down there that I need to use my gym a little more. Um, like when I don't go outside and run, like I said, the rest of my workouts and stuff suffer as well. So just need to be more consistent with my inside work than I am with the outside. So um, just a healthy reminder today. So I got 5 miles in on the bike, and it felt pretty good doing that. So biking is good for my knees, my hip, and my hamstring at this point. So it doesn't put a lot of pressure on it doing it. So going to do a little more inside work. It's been a while since I did a video. A few days, almost I think about a week since I did it, and it's amazing how fast time flies when you're distracted. Like it wasn't even a productive week. I was very distracted this week, um, just doing senseless stuff. So um, trying to get back focused and get back situated. So I was functioning distracted, meaning going to work, but my evenings were just filled with um, senseless stuff, watching a lot of TV, staying up late, doing senseless things that I need to get back focused and get back on track with. So this week I'll be a little more intentional. Not saying I'll do more videos, but I'll be more intentional about how I spend my time. So um, need to start being equipped with that. The week ended well though. My sister turned 50 on Friday, so we threw her a 50th birthday party on Saturday, and it was an amazing thing. What I enjoyed most about there's a few things I enjoyed about it. I don't know if I could say most, but to set up Friday, you know, watching her kids come over and they decorated the house. They did an amazing job decorating her house, well, decorating my house to prepare for it. And I just seen that, the love that they displayed through their actions about how they wanted to honor their mom 50th birthday party. You know, came with balloons, cake, decorations, and tablecloths, just the whole works. I was really blessed to be a part of that, and to know that, hey, my nieces and nephew, they went all out for their mom. So the other thing was a blessing in disguise. If you've been following these videos, you know that me and my dad haven't been that close. Um, and a lot of that's been intentional as well. Just we kind of fell out and just never really got back to the closeness. But he showed up. I extended an invitation to him to come out to his daughter's 50th birthday party, and he said he didn't know. So coming in the Saturday, I didn't know if he was going to show up or not either. But he did show up, and I'm glad he did. I mean, I think there was the infancy stages of um, some healing properties that needed to happen. Um, it was a good time, good conversations that we had with him. We didn't go too deep into any conversation specifically, but we talked about a lot of things individually, but and collectively with my sister and the other surprise, my older brother from Kansas City, Missouri, came in. So it was good to see him and his wife Ethel come down and be a part of this as well. So um, what I realized that is that in each individuals in our family, like we all got issues and we all got a jagged past, and things that's filled with mistakes, missteps, and mishaps, and there's a lot of opportunities to um, go woe is me, or to get down on yourself, or to not really develop and flourish. And I think a lot of times, each of us individually take those opportunities a little too far. But at the same time, I see there's greatness there as well. Um, and I think that's why the enemy uh, um, messes with us individually with our own vices a lot, because if he can keep us divided, a house cannot stand. So I think what happens is that in each of our respective lives, we got Achilles heels that have severe injuries that's sometimes preventing us from running the direction we need to go. And sometimes if we're not running, we're not doing anything, or we just kind of become stagnant. But um, as I said in the last video and or the video before that, sometimes you got to change your perspective to change your life and see things from where you are, not where you think you should be or where you want to be or what others expect you to be. Sometimes you just got to be. And I think that's why they call us human beings, not human doings, not human pursuing, not human. I'm about to just be. And in that being, be peaceful, um, understanding that this is not all you're going to have in life, but this is what you have right now and be grateful for it. So intending, being purposeful with life to have a grateful attitude about where you are and who you are, and understand like everything you go through is a class, it's a lesson, you know, um, and get to a point where you can appreciate yourself. And that's when I say appreciate yourself. And a lot of things people think, well, you need to accomplish something great to have a great appreciation for yourself. But no, you got to give yourself some grace as well to be able to rebound from some things and learn from those things. And I think some things you need to celebrate the fact that you know that you need to change. Because I think that's the beginning stages, is recognizing that something in you is not in line with what you want to be. So that's a celebration in itself. It's like the recognition of it and understanding like something needs to change and something needs to be a little different than the way I've done things before. Um, and I realized with my family coming together this weekend, it's like we're all hard headed, we're all headstrong. Like once we make up our mind to do something, right or wrong, it's going to get done. And we just got to channel that energy to make sure it becomes right and into a more productive state. So it was definitely a blessing this week to spend some time with family. And I, starting to walk into my purpose a little more, be a little more intentional. I think from my perspective, like I'm not the oldest. Obviously, my sister just turned 50, and then my brother is 47, 47, 48. Niggas older than me, whatever. But um, but I think I am the glue, and I about to accept that mantle of really holding this family together. And I realized like um, there's opportunity here to really restore my family, um, and to leave a legacy to my children's children, and be a part of their lives, and help them grow and develop. My nieces and nephews need to start. I need to start mentoring and developing them. So, um, kind of like um, the central nucleus of just holding things together, and providing a space for them to come to and to relax and to feel accepted, but at the same time feel challenged. Because this is not a place of complacency where you just accept things, but it's just like I'll force them to grow, force them to think, and anyone that comes around me know that I'm going to work them in regards to just doing stuff around the house. So I look forward to them coming over because that's free labor. But no, but it's a great journey being with them and talking with them and it's just the beginning. I mean, we got a lot of things that we need to start working on and to start developing in. So, as I mentioned, I was riding on my stationary bike in my home gym, and I realized that that room probably get the least amount of use than any other room in my house. So I will go pay a membership to a gym, and all the gyms are closed. But even when they're open, I will pay a membership to a gym, and I have weights and stuff at home just to be out and be in that environment to work out. So I think it's time to transition into um, utilizing that room a little more. And I never used to ride like riding a stationary bike because it felt like I was pedaling, but I wasn't going anywhere. Like I was just being stationary and staying still. Like I like running because you can see your progress and you can manage it along the route, along the way. Even if you're on a track, you can say that's 1 lap, 2 lap. You can continue to do that. But that stationary bike, that bike doesn't move, but you do. And you just pedaling, and you get up, and that bike is in the same position. And I never really liked that bike too much because I couldn't see it, my progress that was being made until today. Um, my spirit quickened me and says, although this bike is not moving, you are. You're advancing your conditioning and your health. Like sometimes the things external won't move, and the thing that has to change is your perspective about you moving. So I pedaled and did about 5 miles, um, and it felt different today. Um, the internal work today, and my mindset was more about um, being great where I am. You know that I don't have to move. I don't have to relocate to a new situation. That I can work hard in my current position. Like sometimes I won't see the movement happen on a bike, but if it's changing my life and if it's changing my health and it's changing my perspective, then um, be satisfied in that. Like continue to do the 5 to 10, continue to pedal on it. So um, I enjoyed that internal work today, and being intentional about being on that bike, because normally when I go to the gym, I have headphones in, or if I do be downstairs in my inside gym, I'll turn the stereo up and I'll blast it um, with my workout kind of motivation. Um, but today I just wanted to be in silence and just trying to be in peace and just ride and just kind of think, kind of like when I'm running, I don't have headphones or anything on. I'm just have my mind open to receive different things, and I realized like I can have that same type of communion with the Father outside of running on a stationary bike, where it feels like I'm not moving anywhere, but um, things are moving in me, things are changing. So I'll continue to do that and continue to try to get back in shape. There's some internal rehab that's going on, but the perspective is changing, and I'm growing. And part of my distraction last week was that I got on YouTube and I started watching a lot of videos and um, a lot of content on there from various different um, males, and getting perspectives on different situations, on relationships, on finances and stuff of that nature. And I realized something like you got to be careful who you listen to. Like I was listening to a lot of them, and a lot of it is surface-based information, and they're very articulate and very structured in how they present um, the information they give, um, but is rooted in fallacies, and it's not really healthy for you. A lot of it is self-centered, based on how to elevate yourself and how to make yourself this. Um, um, and I felt it was very selfish. And watching it, I felt myself being selfish last week as well, and wanting to put myself first and to elevate myself into a status, and under that thing called self love. And there's nothing wrong with self love or self esteem. I mean, it comes from yourself, and I think it's essential. But I think there's that individualism that's growing rapid in this world, whereas you elevate yourself above everything else. And I realized watching some of these videos, um, they started to impact me in that way. I started like, yeah, you deserve it. Just sit down and watch TV. You work hard. But that recipe was a complete distraction for me. And it got me off track from grinding and do the things that I need to do. So be careful what you listen to. And a lot of them were, you know, just talking from perspective of their experience. And I know their experience is real to them. But you got to realize, and I had to realize just in 1 week, that although their experience is real to them and information may have benefited them, there's no universal application to what they are saying. Like, you can't go out and do some of the same things that they did. Um, and a lot of it was with me being rejected in this relationship and wanting to rebuild and go out there and boost myself up. But I realized, like, that doesn't. Everybody's not the same. Like, even my experiences in not communicating to you, you're gonna have to filter out what's beneficial to you and what's not. Like, there's some things that I experienced that were meant to teach me, but that may not be beneficial to you. But it's kind of like that saying: you chew the meat and you spit out the bone. You chew what's useful for you and spit out what's not useful for you. So this individualism is going rapid, and there's this community out there regarding alpha males and MGTOW, men going their own way um, outside of relationships with women, and they got a lot of good information on their pages, and there's a lot of things that are beneficial, but there's also some damaging things out there as well. Um, so just be careful for those who are watching those videos, and maybe I'll start studying a little more and breaking down some of the fallacies of that, because they got this what they call an alpha male, and then they call a simp, and we'll get into that. Which one am I? I think I'm undefined, and we'll get into that in another video. But I think when people start to place universal titles on themselves, they place limitations on them, and then they find themselves trying to live up to a certain aspect. So there's a certain aspects of individuals out there that are trying to live up to what they feel is needed or what they need to do. And I understand a lot of them are YouTubers, and they do that for a living. So they're out there hustling and grinding and doing that. But at the same time, they got to be careful not to enslave. But I will say this: one of the universal things that you will find in a manosphere, as they call it, in the alpha community, is being on task and on purpose. And I wish they would dive into that more. But unfortunately, it seems like they gloss over the being on task on purpose, and the conversation goes more into women and how to get multiple women and how to be alpha male dominant in relationships. And I think they should be spending more time on task and purpose. So just be careful. I got on that little rant on there, but last week in my distraction, and it helped me to realize, like, my purpose, like I said, is to restore this family, and that's a full-time job. So I got to be more intentional about it, and do some things that are very humbling. Be transparent with my nephews and the young man that I come across, and provide lessons and feedback. And so just getting to an element of trying to invest in them, and I think that's where it needs to go now. So I'll be praying for more direction and guidance on how to exactly do that, but more to come on there. So, um, the scripture today, as I've been rambling on, I do have a scripture today, and it comes from Matthew Matthew 28, but I'm gonna read starting at 25. But it says, "But then Yeshua called to himself and said, You know the rulers of the Gentiles lord over them, and their great men exercise authority over them." And in verse 26 it says, "It is not this way among you. Whoever wishes to become great among you shall be a servant, and whoever wishes to be first, you shall be your slave, just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life for ransom for many." So, in essence, it's like when you get from a spiritual perspective, it's like everybody wants to be first, but the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. So you got to realize the perspective. And it says a lot of you want to be great, but in order to be great, you got to humble yourself to be kind of a servant. That servant leadership. And it says, "The Son of Man did not come to be served, but to give his life and to ransom for many." So I know in my accomplishments that my ego has grown to a place where I felt like I needed to be served, like I obtained something. Like, I'm a lieutenant colonel. I mean, I've been to multiple countries. I didn't been in the Army 26 years. I done flew helicopters. I have a master's degree. I mean, I need to be respected. Shirt says respect. You see that? But I need to be respected. Um, but the truth of it is, it's like, no, you need to serve. You need to humble yourself um, to a place where you can ransom my life for many. Like, if I elevate myself and I'm just out there doing things and I'm being great and I'm the only one benefiting from that, then that's a wasted life. It's not a life worth gloating about. There's nothing significant about that. But if I were to surrender my accomplishments, surrender my ego, surrender my ideals of what people should do, and it's kind of, I haven't been an arrogant type, exalted, because those who know me, I'm very humble about my accomplishments. But inside, there's a battle going on telling me, no, you better than this, you know. Um, so, as far as how I am to people, I don't try to talk down on people. I think I'm universally hard on everybody I come across. I push everybody, but I understand now, like, I got to get to a place where I'm not just pushing. I'm um, I'm drawing people in. Like, when I'm pushing, sometimes I go against people's will, and I want more for them than they want for themselves. And I'll keep pushing, and I'll keep pushing, I'll keep pushing, and then eventually I end up pushing people away. Um, but it's about to change perspective. It's not about what I want for them. It's about helping them realize what they want for themselves and helping them get there. So now I got to change my perspective. Instead of pushing, um, start drawing, start using different language. Sometimes my language is very direct, and I don't know. That might be my hardest thing to change. It's my directness when I speak to people or when I address different things. So I got to learn. I got to unlearn some things that I learned. Like, the things that have made me successful up until this point are not the same things that's going to carry me on to my next journey. So I got to figure out that transition. I'm in a transition now because I want to utilize what has been working, but it's no longer profitable and it's no longer working for me. So now I got to get some new tools and some new things in my kit bag, my tool bag to start working on this new life. And I think that comes through my servanthood, being a servant. Um, I mean, there's a difference between being used and being utilized. Um, when you're being used, it feels like you're being taken advantage of. Like people don't appreciate you. Like, and that's you feel used when you got hidden agendas and hidden motives behind what you're doing, and you're looking for validation, and you're looking for people to appreciate what you've done for them. You can find yourself being used. Like, I did not do this for you. You don't appreciate no things, nothing, Um, and that's very damaging and it's very hurtful to be used. But if you transition to be utilized, that's very empowering. That's feeling like, hey, I got a skill set here that could advance our cause. And it's empowering to feel like you're being utilized and being appreciated for your strengths and for what you're able to contribute. So sometimes when you change your perspective, and that's what I'm doing is trying to change my perspective from being used to being utilized. Like it's still doing the exact same thing, but the difference is how you are looking at it. Used is more selfish and like you want to be appreciated. Utilized is more um, empowering. It's like, okay, I got something to contribute. I got something to advance our cause. And I'm being placed in positions that allow me to utilize my gifts, my talents, my strengths, and to do that. So I think I'm about to be utilized as an instrument of unity, as an instrument of growth and development, and change my perspective and change the way I think about some things. So question everything. When thoughts come in your head, start questioning. You know, as my sister was, I was asking her, give me some of that 50-year-old wisdom, and her response to different events is it's amazing. And I was like, how do you control that? And she says, I refuse to surrender my peace um, to some things. And I know I didn't surrender my peace because I didn't gave a piece of my mind to so many people that I don't think I have anything left up there. Like, if something happened, I'm giving you a piece of my mind. If you keep giving out those pieces, then you're gonna be empty up there. So from that perspective, it's like I need to be able to control my response to things, and these are things I know. And I told her, I said, I know this, but when it comes to application, I really don't apply it because from a knowledge base, I understand that you can't change things from happening to you. The only thing you can control is your response to things happening to you. Like, you can't say, well, I don't want to experience this today. I don't want to get in traffic and it's going to be jammed. This person that's talking rude, whatever. You can't change those people from coming into your life. The only thing you can change is your response to those people coming in life. So this is about to be a response management journey and being in control of myself, of my emotions, of my space as well, and stop giving people a piece of my mind and just keeping peace of mind and having peace in there. So, with that being said, I'm going to stop rambling on today. I need to go get showered and changed up for ready for work today. Yes, I got a shave. I didn't shave. Got a little peach fuzz going on here. So um, get back into a professional setting and get ready for work. But my challenge to you is change your perspective. Don't feel used, feel utilized, and don't go off on these selfish endeavors that only elevate you. If someone is elevating and you're not uplifting people around you, then it needs to change. You need to change your perspective. So, this is a community project. This is a family project. This is Operation Restoration. So, have a great day, Young Kings.